APC-PDP leaders worried about structureless Obi. Why won't they be worried? With the space and the media clamor that is following obedience. On social media today, everyone is talking about him. Off social media, it is Obi. You are in a gathering, it is Obi. So the existing parties, Labour Party has been there too, but I think the personality of Obi is what is creating this followership. And they see him as a third force. They see him as different from other politicians that they have known. They see him as somebody that can live their dream. So I'm not surprised that the major party, APC and PDP, they are afraid. Indication have emerged that the two dominant political parties, All Progressive Congress and People's Democratic Party, are becoming worried about the rising profile of Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, ahead of the 2023 general elections. Sunday Telegraph investigation showed that the leadership of the APC and PDP have been working around the clock to contain the growing influence and incursion of the Labour Party into their traditional strongholds. Although both parties are yet to openly declare Obi as a threat, he is a threat already. Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State recently acknowledged the emergence of a new breed of Nigerians who go by the tag obedient, a slogan carved out of Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. According to Obaseki, the obedients no longer think of APC or PDP, but have adopted Labour Party as a life that have come to rescue them from their predicament in Nigeria. Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, enjoyed top rating among millions of Nigerians, especially the youth, many of whom are either out of school and jobless or currently stuck at home due to the closure of tertiary institutions for several months. The prolonged strike and the university are under strikes have made organized labor angry with the APC-led government, just as the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and Trade Union Congress endorsed Obi recently. It should be recalled that Obi was a member of PDP until May 28, 2022, where he dumped the party and joined the Labour Party. His entry into the Labour Party instantly transformed the relatively unknown party to a household name. The rush by young Nigerians to join the Labour Party was so much that its membership registration portal crashed 24 hours after Obi joined the party. The same rush has also been witnessed at the ongoing voters registration, as millions of Nigerians who have never voted during elections are registering to pick up their permanent voters card in order to participate in the general election. Although political parties and political analysts and the whole brigade of politicians never gave Obi a chance because they believe he and his new party lack the political structure to win a national election. Recent development, however, in the political space seems to prove otherwise. Obi appears to have a lot of things going for him. It is believed that he has the tax support of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, whom he consulted before leaving PDP for the Labour Party. Other eminent Nigerians who have played the role of kingmakers over the years seem to be or have soft spot for Obi and his recent political move. A former military president, President Ibrahim Babangida, said that the ideal president of Nigeria should be in his 60s, a description that fits Obi perfectly. The issue of age of a presidential candidate becomes very pertinent since President Muhammadu Buhari confessed that old age has taken toll on him and the presidency in the last 7 years. There's a general belief that the kingmakers are not favorably disposed to APC and PDP after seeing the performance of both parties in the last 23 years. Leaders of the Northern Eastern Forum recently said that neither Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC nor Atiku of the PDP has the solution of Nigerian problem. Investigation showed that Obi rating has soared even further because while the candidates of the other two dominant parties are battling on how to get suitable running mates, well, they all have now. Obi has chosen Dati Baba Ahmed, a young, vibrant, and forward-looking entrepreneur, as running mate, apart from the uncertainty surrounding or what may happen and the multiplicity of controversies still trial Tinubu's age and academic qualification and may be running on a Muslim ticket, although Atiku, the presidential candidate, has been able to pick a substantive running mate, though even his own party too are having some issues about the running mate. But as obedient has created fears in the mind of the strong parties that we all know before now. The fear of structureless and social media obedient dirty movement. But it baffles me beyond imagination. Why should still be concerned about structureless obedience and that now is obedient and useful? To us in Southwest, Obi springs up is not a threat to us, not even giving us concern. Most of the presidential candidates to the seat were determined by Southwest votes. That is where BAT comes from, and they are legitimate supporter of the ruling party. By that time, there will not be way for Obi unless if two regions vote can determine who wins president come 2023. He can continue to make noise. You will be surprised Obi will win Southwest. Think of your future, Mr. Man. I really don't know why a right-thinking, vibrant young man like you would be harboring primitive mind. Give gullible suffering and smiling Nigeria little bread, biscuit, they will forget about the keys to the freedom they seek. It is election season once more, and many are already seeking for a bowl of cereal, rice, beans, and akara. 5,000. Those aforementioned goods can't last them even 2 days, and they'll grow for another 4 years or 8 years in captivity. No be juju be that. God has put confusion in the camp of our enemies. Can you be divided? Obedient we are. Our PVC is obedient structures. When one is cultured, it becomes a structure to fear by uncultured PDP and APC parties cannot take the place of precedent. You can find that in the personality of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023, Peter Obi. Nigeria must be obedient. What structure did APC have before winning the election in 2015? The PDP and APC that murder our yesterday and today will not be allowed to murder our tomorrow, no matter what that is their driver's seat. Let us jettison or bury our differences. Let be it religion or tribe. Obi Baba is the answer. I beg of you follow Nigerians. What are these people talking about? Obi being structureless? Haba. What other structure does anyone need in a party apart from the people who will cast the vote? Does the possession of all the monies in the world make structure? The Igbos have this attitude said, well, I cannot even understand. Okay, which said to mean he who has human resources is more powerful than the one who has material resources. God uses the foolish thing of this life to confound the wise. 2023, honestly, is going to be a very interesting time. There's major political parties are jittery, and everywhere you open to, now all you see is obedience. But what is your own contribution to this talk about obedience taking over and APC and PDP are jittery already? Kindly make yours to known as you subscribe to my page. Thank you, good and God bless.